Krishna. Is it possible? It's not possible for a normal conditions only, because we have to do many other things, many worldly activities in this world. So then Krishna gives few more options. But because when something is told, you have to start from top. Like when you go to some person to collect some donation, let us say Janmashtami is there. So what we tell, we tell them few options. You know, decorations, 10 lakhs. I will tell 10 lakh rupees decoration. Then then okay, dress 2 lakhs rupees. Okay, no. Then next Abhishekam 50,000 rupees. So then sponsor 100 Gitas, let's say 5,000 rupees. Sponsor 100 plates prasadam, some 2,000, 3,000 rupees. So we go from top to bottom. We don't go from bottom to top. So we have to give them a high vision first. So what Krishna is giving is a very high vision. You have to. This is the standard. This is the standard. So just fix your mind. Always think of me and use your intelligence in my service. Engage all your intelligence in me. What is the function of intelligence? Hmm? To decide what is right and what is wrong. But intelligence means engaging intelligence means what? That is intelligence. But engaging intelligence means doing practical devotional service. Like all disciples of Prabhupada, they use their intelligence to spread Krishna consciousness. One devotee, they will go to one country, China, Japan, Australia, Europe, different countries, and they would spread this Krishna consciousness. Even during Prabhupada times only, there was computer. Prabhupada was testing one computer. You can send you can send a message from one city to another city. At that time, it was not internet, but it was some other telex or something is there. It was. So at that time, that technology was there. So Prabhupada disciples used so many technological things to engage in service of Srila Prabhupada, like book distribution, one of the best examples. So in that way, that means using intelligence in the service of the Lord. So always thinking and all engaging the intelligence in the service of the Lord. That is the highest. We'll read the purport. One who is engaged in Lord Krishna's devotional service lives in a direct relationship with the Supreme Lord. So there is no doubt that his position is transcendental from the very beginning. Because Krishna is transcendental. So when you develop connection with Krishna, you will also become transcendental. And Prabhupada writes in the further purport how Krishnized he will become. A devotee does not live on the material plane, he lives in Krishna. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord are non different. You all know this, you must have heard many times. The holy name of the Lord and the Lord are not different. But in the material world, the name and the object are different. What example Prabhupada gives? Water. Someone is saying, someone is thirsty. So, water, 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 he is chanting. But his thirst is not going to decrease, it is going to increase rather. He has to drink water, real water he has to drink. So, the thirst is diminished. But in the spiritual sense, Krishna, 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 you are saying Krishna, 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 Krishna. So, Krishna is there in that, it's not different. Otherwise, why we are able, how come we are able to chant the one name every day, every week, every month, every year? How we are able to chant just this one name? I was also like one of you in my earlier days, just sitting where you are sitting. One proper disciple, Bhima Prabhu, he stays here only. He was giving class like this. That Bhima Prabhu, he gave his own example, chanting this mantra from 40 years. This was 10 years back. Now it is 50 years. So chanting the same mantra from 50 years. There are so many devotees in ISKCON chanting this mantra from 50 years and every day at least 16 rounds. So how is it possible? Same mantra. If there is some movie song, people love to sing movie songs. How much you can sing movie song? One time, two time, 1 hour, 1 week, 1 month. Same movie song. Is it possible? No, you need variety. But in spiritual sense, it's not like that. The same mantra you can chant continuously, you can sing continuously. So this is spiritual. Spiritual never diminishes. It's always increasing, increasing. So Krishna is unlimited. He has unlimited ananda. He has unlimited happiness. And we as a jiva, we also want unlimited happiness. So when we can get that? When you connect to Krishna. He has that. He has that treasure. Hmm. So Krishna and Krishna's holy name are not different. They are the same. Therefore, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, Krishna and his internal potency are dancing on the tongue of the devotee. So when your chanting becomes perfect, there are three stages of chanting. You know what are the? What are the three stages of chanting? Nam Aparad, Namabhas, and Shuddhanam. So right now we are doing Nam Aparad. So we are chanting, but we are not paying attention. We are chanting, but we have many material desires. Hmm? We are chanting, but without any, you know, mm, proper understanding of what is holy name, what are the offenses. Even though we understand, maybe sometimes we forget. So right now we are on the Nam Aparad stage. And when you gradually cross over these offenses and you reach Nam Abhas. Nam Abhas means it's almost like pure chanting, but still you need to be pure. Just like morning 6 o'clock, if you see, from it turns from night to day, but the sun is not fully manifested, right? But it is day. Light has come. When it will come, when the sun comes out of the clouds, comes out of the horizon, rises, then the light, like the midday sun, so bright. So chanting is like that, like from darkness, from offenses to abhas. Abhas means there is some little bit brightness. Then gradually to Shuddhanam. Three stages. So when you reach to that Shuddhanam level, Radha Krishna, it is said, they dance on the tongue of the devotee. So when he offers Krishna food, Krishna directly accepts these eatables, and the devotee becomes Krishnaized by eating the remnants. Krishna is, this ionized. We all studied chemistry, ionization. When you add some electron to something, to some element, it becomes ionized. It gets a charge. Similarly, a devotee, when he comes in touch with Krishna, the devotees of Krishna, they become Krishna. Yes, everything Krishna will be there on that. Krishna, Krishna. You touch him, Krishna, Hare Krishna. You will hear Hare Krishna. They will become Krishnaized by eating the remnants, prasadam. So, one who does not engage in such service cannot understand how this is so. Although this is a process recommended in the Bhagavad Gita and in other Vedic literatures. So, basically, if you see in the purport, Prabhupada is writing how one can always remember Krishna by chanting his holy name, by doing practical devotional service to Krishna. You can always keep Krishna in your mind. Now, you know how Krishna eats food that you offer. When you offer food to Krishna, you ring the bell. How many of you know offering to Krishna? How do we offer food to Krishna? Very good. You offer in your homes. Hmm, Very nice. So what do you do? You put some food on the plate, then ring the bell, chant some mantras. After some time, you remove. But the food is there like that only. So how Krishna is eating? Through his eyes. What is that verse from Brahma Samhita? You have to give reference. I have to prove that how Krishna can eat through ice. Yes. Every day it is sung in the temple hall. That shloka comes. 7:15 when the darshan opens, what song comes? What song comes? Govindam Adipurusham Tam. What is that shloka? In the two shlokas come. Forgot? Two shlokas comes in that. Hmm? Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti पश्यन्ति पान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सदुज्ज्वल विग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So what he is saying, Brahma is saying, Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. Krishna, his body parts, each body part is capable of doing the activity fully of other body part. So Krishna has to eat. We have to eat food through hand. We cannot eat with eyes. But Krishna's his eyes can do the activity of the hand also. So with hand also he can eat. This by saying. Therefore, he is absolute. Absolute. Absolute means complete. It's like Prabhupada gives example of how is spiritual world. 1 minus 1 is also 1. 1 plus 1 is also 1. That is absolute. The whole material world came from Krishna. Okay. We all came from Krishna. Even though everything got manifested from Krishna, still Krishna is present. Just like you cut birthday cake, you cut the cake, you distribute cakes, pieces. Then there is no cake. It's empty now. Cake is over. But here it is not like that. You bring everything from Krishna, still Krishna is there. That is Krishna. That is absolute. Hmm. So Krishna accepts through his eyes when a devotee offers with pure devotion, pure loving devotion. So he accepts it. So this is the topmost that Krishna is saying. Always remember me and always engage in my devotional service, engage in your intelligence. Now someone may become disappointed by hearing this. Oh, how can we remember always Krishna? We have to do our business, we have to do our job, we have to do so many things. Agriculture, those are farmers, they have to do agriculture. Those who are drivers, they have to do driving. So how we can remember Krishna? So Krishna is giving another option. No worries. There is another option. Don't worry. अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय. Saying, my dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth. What is the winner of wealth in Sanskrit? What's the word used for Arjuna? Arjuna is called here as Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means Dhanam, winner of wealth. Jaya, winner. So if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation. So fixing mind, not just fixing mind completely without deviation. That is the standard, topmost. So here, okay, if you are not able to fix your mind without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me. So, okay, if you are not able to remember Krishna all the time, so then what is there? Okay, you have some rules and regulations to follow. You do that, the principles of Bhakti, regulative principles of Bhakti, then in that way you develop a desire completely remembering me. You will achieve that stage. So, what is that regulative principles of devotional service? That is the sadhana bhakti that we are doing. Now, tell me, does Prabhupada need to chant 16 rounds every day? Proper. Why we are chanting 16 rounds every day? How many of you chant 16 rounds? Very good. Why are we chanting 16 rounds? Because the senior told, as Prabhuji told. Why we are chanting? Yeah, to remember Krishna. To remember Krishna, right? To remember Krishna, we are chanting his names. That is the best way to remember Krishna. Now, Prabhupada is also chanting. So, do you think that Prabhupada cannot remember Krishna without chanting? He can remember, no? So, then why is chanting? To set an example. Very good. To set an example. Now, this chanting is a part of sadhana bhakti. The 16 rounds we do every day, we get up early, we take bath, we come for Mangalarti, 4:30 we assemble, and we chant, then we attend Guru Puja, then we attend Bhagavatam class. You all know the temple schedule, no? Hmm? Temple schedule, you know, no? Or someone is staying in base, few of them staying. Okay. Then we take prasadam. So we have time. We follow the time. At this time we do this. At this time we do like that. Okay. So this is called sadhana bhakti. The regulative principles of devotion. So regulative means regulation is the rules are there. Okay, now we have to follow this. Then what do we avoid? We avoid eating outside food. Yes, we avoid uh, non-devotee association. Yes. Hmm? We avoid materialistic uh, newspapers or movies, songs, sports. So this is sadhana bhakti. Even though we have attachment, even though we have attachment to sports and this and that, we try to avoid them and give preference to Krishna consciousness. We don't have complete attachment. Just like someone who is going to school or college, he has attachment to something else also, to enjoy outside, to go for sports, etc. But he knows that his future is bright if he goes to school or college. He knows that. So that regulation is there. Similarly, a devotee, he knows that my future is bright in Krishna consciousness, because that is the goal of life. But I have attachment to other things, so I have to avoid that. I should not commit that. I should do only these things. These are regulative principles of devotional service. Hmm. So by doing this slowly, then what happens is we become detached from those materialistic things. We develop detachment. Then we develop full attachment to Krishna consciousness. So a day will come where we develop pure love for Krishna. So we can always remember Krishna. Hmm. The Prabhupada always remembers Krishna. Prabhupada always remembering Krishna. Hmm. So we come to that stage where we can always remember God, Krishna. So that is the next option that Krishna is there. In this verse, two different processes of Bhakti Yoga are indicated. The first applies to one who has actually developed an attachment for Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by transcendental love, and the other is and the other is for the one who has not developed an attachment for the Supreme Person by transcendental love. For this second class, there are different prescribed rules and regulations one can follow to be ultimately elevated to the stage of attachment to Krishna. Like there are four regulative principles. What are they? No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. So these are the four regulative principles. We were doing. I mean, someone may be doing all these things, one or more, but when you come to Krishna consciousness, you have to regulate. Someone cannot give it up. Okay, try to regulate it first. Regulate, decrease, and slowly completely avoid. Someone who is not doing that, so he doesn't have any attachment, he can easily avoid that. But he may be having some other small attachments. But regulate. So finally, you have to give it up. For the second class, there are different prescribed rules and regulations one can follow to be ultimately elevated to the stage of attachment to Krishna. Bhakti Yoga is the purification of the senses. Prabhupada gives many times, he quotes this statement Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. Notpade, Bhaktir Uchyate. सर्वबाधि विनिर्मुक्तं तत्परत्वेन निर्मलं ऋषिकेश सेवनं भक्तिरुच्यते. What is pure devotional service? Sarvapadi vinirmuktam. Upadi means, what is upadhi? Designation, identity. I am man, I am woman, or I am, I am Marathi, or I am Gujarati, or I am Mumbai, I am Pune, or I am engineer, I am CA, I am doctor, I am fashion designer, I am musician. All these are designations, external designations. So one has to become free from all these designations and understand, no, I am spirit soul, I am servant of God. Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nitya Das. The eternal constitutional position of a Jiva is to be a servant of Krishna, God. So Bhakti Yoga is a purification of the sense. In Bhakti Yoga, what are we doing? We are purifying our senses. What with the eyes? What are we doing with the eyes? We are seeing the form of the Lord. We all took darshan today. Radha Raswari. Everyone took. So beautiful, right? Krishna is always smiling here. Prabhupada's very dear deities, Radha Raswari. So when you see Krishna, first as soon as you see Krishna, all your Krishna, all your hankering for materialistic enjoyment goes away. As soon as you see Krishna. In the material world, we are hankering, always hankering, no? I want this, I want that, this, that, this, that. Hankering is there. Then what happens? Okay, by some chance you get it. Then what happens? There is a fear, insecurity. Fear is there. I may lose, I may lose. What will happen? What will happen? And by chance, if it loses, then what happens? Lamentation. When you cry, you sorrow, cry, pain. This is a material world. Hankering, fear, lamentation. We are just running around. So Bhakti Yoga is purification of the senses. With the eyes, you are seeing the form of the Lord. With the ears, you are hearing about Krishna. With the hands and legs, you are doing practical devotional service to Krishna. With the mouth, you are chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. With this, the tongue is purified, the mind is purified. With the nose, we smell the flowers offered to the Lord. So in this way, all the senses are engaged in Krishna's service. So the senses are getting purified. At the present moment in material existence, the senses are always impure, being engaged in sense gratification. But by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, these senses can become purified. And in the purified state, they come directly in contact with the Supreme Lord. So when the senses keep purifying, you will attain purity. Because Krishna is completely pure, purity attracts purity. Just like it is said, no, quality attracts quality. So purity attracts purity. You are pure, then you can approach pure. If we are not pure, then you cannot approach a pure personality. That is a qualification. The qualification to approach complete pure personality Krishna is to become pure. So by Bhakti Yoga, we become purified. In this material existence, I may be engaged in some service to some master, but I don't really lovingly serve my master. How many of you doing job, working? You have a boss, right? How many of you doing loving devotional, loving service to your boss? Loving service to your boss. How many of you doing? Hmm. You are doing so much loving service that you don't expect any salary also. Anyone like that? Anyone? Huh? No, no. We want salary. We expect salary. And more salary, more and more. But Krishna is not like that. A devotee of Krishna never expects anything in return. It's only a material relationship with a master that we expect something in return. And it is not any loving service. It is just out of duty or out of, there is no way to go out, so I just have to do this. So I don't really lovingly serve my master in material sense. I simply serve to get some money. And the master, he also is not in love. He takes service from me and pays me. It's not that the boss is he has some love towards the employee. No, he's just extracting some service from you because he has some other motive. He will extract service from you. He will sell it. He will get some money. He get he will get 10 times more. He will give you only one time. He will store with him. So he has also business mind. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is not like that. Krishna is not in an exploitative mood. So there is no question of love. But for spiritual life, one must be elevated to the pure stage of love. That stage of love can be achieved by practice of devotional service performed with the present senses. So that love we can attain by bhakti yoga. So this love of God is now in a dormant state in everyone's heart. It is in a sleeping state. So you have to awaken it, awaken that love. And there, love of God is manifested in different ways, but it is contaminated by material association. Now, the heart has to be purified of the material association, and that dormant natural love for Krishna has to be revived. That is the whole process. To practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, one should, under the guidance of an expert spiritual master, follow certain principles like following four regulative principles, chanting 16 rounds, coming for morning program, avoiding non devotee association, avoiding outside food, taking shelter of spiritual master. Hmm. All these things are what? They're all regulative principles of devotional service. Sadhana Bhakti, we call it as what? Sadhana bhakti. Sadhana means what? Sadhana means practice. So we are practicing devotional service. We have not attained purity in that, full pure. We are practicing, but that practice makes you perfect. You are in the, just like anyone MBBS here, doctor, MBBS background? No. Okay, so MBBS, how many years? I think 5 years it is. So MBBS, if you are in first year or second year or third year or fourth year or fifth year, in all the years you are called as doctor. You know this? You are called as doctor, even though you are in the process of studying. And after 5 years, when you graduate, also you are doctor. So similarly, you are devotee, he is devotee, he is anyone who has tilak and Andimala and chanting, everyone is devotee. But within devotee, there are different levels of consciousness. Everyone is devotee, but pure devotee is there. Then there's nothing like impure devotee, but neophyte devotee, new devotee, little more senior devotee, like that. So in this way, when you're doing practicing devotional service, you just entered, you put your foot inside, you just follow it, just like you go to airport. Once you cross the checking point, then you are step by step. There are different steps in that, one by one, one by one. Finally, you will enter into flight. So different steps in that. So this is also like that. So Slowly, slowly. Practical devotional service, you're chanting every day. So then you're growing, your consciousness is growing, growing, growing. And finally, you'll become pure. So, but this has to be done under the guidance of spiritual master, that is Guru. Because Guru will give you guidance where you are doing mistake, how you can improve that, hmm, how you can engage in more seva, hmm, how you can please the Lord in much better way. So, Guru will give you guidance. One should rise. What are the principles? You can say Prabhupada is writing here. One should rise early in the morning. How many of you rise early before 5 at least? Very good. So we should rise at least before 5 o'clock. If you can rise by 3:34 and attend Mangalarti, that is very nice. Very good. Hmm. All of you stay near to temple? Hmm. A little far away? Okay, far, difficult. So anyways, if you even if you are in home, then get up early. Get up early. So it is said if you miss that Brahma Muhurta time, no, you are going to lose lot of spiritual energy. So one who gets up in Brahma Muhurta, takes bath and chants, his consciousness will advance wonderfully. So we should not miss that opportunity of high spiritual vibrations of Brahma Muhurta. So one should rise early in the morning, and take bath, enter the temple, offer prayers, chant Hare Krishna, and then collect some flowers to offer to the deity, cook some foodstuffs, bhoga, to offer to the deity, take prasadam, so on. So nice life, no? Just get up early, take bath fresh, chant, dance. Now, have you ever imagined someone chanting at 4:30 and dancing at 4:30? No, what people do at 4:30? They sleep. But here you say 4:30, everyone is dancing. Hmm. So our day starts with dancing. Outside people, day ends with dancing. They go to pubs and all, and they sleep there only. So, so these are all practical principles of devotional service that Prabhupada is mentioning here. There are various rules and regulations which one should follow, and one should constantly hear like various. What could be various rules and regulations of your few months of experience? Can you tell me various rules and regulations apart from what Prabhupada is writing here? For example, yeah. Hmm? Reading proper books, okay, but here rules and regulations it is speaking. You should you should avoid some things. Yeah, association with non-devotees. Get more sadhu sangha. No, here it is said rules and regulations. Regulations are mentioned here. What could be some rules and regulations? Very good. Not eating outside food, unoffered food, and external cleanliness, internal cleanliness. Important or not? Hmm? Internal cleanliness is cleaning of the mind. How we can clean the mind? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. External cleanliness is proper taking bath. But after bath, what do you do? Clothes. So fresh clothes, washed clothes. City sometimes youth same jeans pant for 1 week, 1 month also continuously. It is so smelling. Sometimes shirts also. Same 2 days, 3 days, same shirt. I don't wash also. So ugly. External should be clean, neat. Then only something will go inside. Neat and clean, washed clothes. Hairstyle. How should be our hairstyle? Huh? It should not be like chimpanzee. It should be like nice military cut, small hair, beard. Krishna has beard? No, he doesn't have beard. It should be clean shaved. should be clean shaved. Having big hairs, big beard is like tamaguna. So you have to have a haircut, nice haircut, and clean shave. So this is all mode of goodness. This is all mode of goodness. Prabhupada writes all these things: nectar of instruction, nectar of devotion. What could be some other things, some other rules and regulations? Yeah, traditional wear as much as possible. Traditional wear that will keep you in mode of goodness, sadhu consciousness. You will get. Hmm? Hmm? Atyahar, yeah, it can be the same thing. Avoiding outside food. Prasadam, you can take as much prasadam you want. There's no rules. There is no condition. Take as much you can. Avoiding gossiping. Gossiping. Prajalpa, Prajalpa. Speaking about mundane things, which is very common. Uh, Three people come together, they will describe about the whole world except themselves. Israel and Palestine is fighting. US is coming. What will happen? Third World War will come or not? All these things we'll discuss. So this is all Prajalpa. So it avoid. So like that, there are many things. So following those rules and regulations. And one should constantly hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees. This is very, very important. You want to advance in Krishna consciousness, you should hear as much as possible from pure devotees, from realized advanced devotees. Hear Bhagavad Gita, hear Bhagavatam. Because Krishna enters into our heart through ears. Okay, you may go to temple, take darshan and all. Till the time you are in front of God, you are seeing God. But once you come outside, then you forget. How you can remember all the time? That is by hearing. You have to hear. When you hear, no, then the sound vibration goes inside that awakens the soul. Just like when a person is sleeping, how to wake him up? Clap. You have to make sound. Then he will wake up. Only now the soul is sleeping. Gada Nidra. It is in very, very deep sleep. You have to awaken it spiritually by hearing Krishna Katha. This practice can help anyone rise to the level of love of God, and then he is sure of his progress into the spiritual kingdom of God. This practice of Bhakti Yoga, under the rules and regulations with the direction of a spiritual master, will surely bring one to the stage of love of God. Any questions on these two verses? What is the first option Krishna was giving? Always think of me. Always think of me. Possible? It may be possible for some, but for them, those it is not possible. For them, what? Next practice. Okay. Practice what? Regulated principles of devotional service. Sadhana bhakti. Okay, do sadhana, rest of the time you can do some practical activities. But at that time also, we should try to remember Krishna as much as possible. Okay. Like, suppose let us, I'll give an example. Now Rath Yatra is coming. You have to make one Rath cart. Okay, for the Lord Jagannath. He is making cart. Is it coming in 9 forms of devotional service? Hmm? No, it is not coming. Smaranam, always remembering Krishna. No, you have to remember nail, you have to remember hammer, you have to remember wood, you have to remember, so many other mechanical things. How are you remembering Krishna? Is it? No? Practically speaking. No? Smaranam, Kirtanam, you are beating there, you are not playing mridanga or kartal or chanting. So it is not coming in practical devotion. It is not coming in pure devotional service. But still, it can be a pure devotional service if your consciousness is very high. Just like Arjuna, after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he became fully Krishna conscious. Yes, yes or no? Yes. So, how can Arjuna, when he is releasing arrows, also remembering Krishna? In the fight, you read, how many of you read Mahabharata? Mahabharata. You read fighting part in Mahabharata? Fighting is very, very, it is very vigorous. Who will come from which side? You cannot expect. Which arrow will come from which side? It is, it is beyond expectation. Anything can come from anywhere. Right. And also you have to fight. You have to take out arrows. You have to release. You have to shoot, find the target, shoot. Now, in the midst of all these things, how Arjuna is able to remember Krishna?
Every arrow that he's putting and every arrow that he's defending, all of them he's doing as an offering to Krishna, and that is why he's able to.
Yes, he is doing offering to Krishna, but I am saying he is doing lot of external activities. How is remembering Krishna? You have to remember arrow. You have to remember whether my arrows are there or not. Who is coming this side, this side? But still, he is remembering Krishna. Krishna says in the 8th chapter, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmarayudhyacha mayarpita manobuddhir mamenishyata samshaya. Even while shooting arrows, he is remembering Krishna. How? I'll give one example. Now, mother is there. Mother is doing so many activities in the house. But behind all the activities, she is remembering whom? The child. Oh, how is my child? Is he eaten or not? Is he sleeping nicely or not? Behind all the activities, still she is remembering the child. That is how it is. Even though externally you may be doing so many activities, but the mind should be hooked to Krishna. When you achieve that, then that is a perfection. If that is not possible, then what? Okay, you try to do some activity which is connected to Krishna. Hmm. Then slowly, as you're already doing devotional service, pure devotional service also, hmm, uh, the 9 forms of devotional service, slowly you will remember Krishna all the time. So this is the second option that Krishna is giving. Okay, any doubts? Yes.
You said a while ago that you need to be pure to approach something that's pure, and
Yes.
Krishna is pure. But even in our perfect state, like when we approach Krishna, even then, this material body itself is impure. So, like under no circumstances can
So
we,
yeah. So Rupa Goswami says, uh, when इहा यस्य हरेर्दास्यर् कर्मणा मनसाग्र निखिलास्वपि अवस्थतेषु जीवन मुक्त स उच्यते. When you are performing devotional service, Krishna consciousness, day by day, you are becoming pure. And when you attain pure conscious stage, your body is also completely pure. Even though you are in this material body, still you are liberated. Even though you are in the material body, still you are liberated. Jivan Mukta sa Uchyate. It is said Jivan Mukta. Jivan means on his living. Mukta means liberated. Even though living in this body, he is liberated. I will tell you. That's why when a pure devotee leaves his body is not burnt. You know this?
yeah.
His body is put into samadhi. You saw Prabhupada's last final, final video when he leaves his body. The final lesson. There is one video. So his body is put into the ground. They make a hole, put in the inside the earth, then they cover it. They don't burn. It's sama. Because his body is pure. His bodies are pure, so they are not burnt. Because they are completely pure. Why bodies are burnt? When a normal person dies, his body is burnt because in that way his body becomes pure. It merges into all the whatever 5 elements are there. It merges back into that and it gets purified. Then after that, they take some bones and go to some Ganga river, uh, holy place. They put in the river. So in that way, he'll get some moksha. But in this case, they're completely pure. So there no need of such that kind of rituals. Okay, next verse. अभ्यासेऽपि असमर्थोऽसि
अभ्यासेऽपि समर्थोऽसि
मत्कर्मा परमो भव
मत्कर्मा परमो भव
मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि
मदर्थमपि कर्माणि
कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि.
कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि.
If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage. What Krishna is saying, okay, if you are not able to chant 16 rounds, okay, if you are not able to give up onion garlic, if you are not able to give up outside food, if you are not able to give up movies, sports, etc., 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 don't worry, don't worry, just work for me. Just work for me. How you can work for Krishna in a practical sense? Huh? Yeah, you can make a rath for Krishna. Huh? By building temples. Yeah, you can build a temple. That will come next. But here it is said, here it is just try to work for me. It is said. You're doing work for Krishna. It's not that you are working something else and giving the result to Krishna. That is the next option. Here it is said you're directly working for Krishna. Preaching, I mean, for preaching, you need to first practice. So then you can preach. So directly try to work for Krishna. Sometimes someone, uh, they may not be a full-time devotee or a practicing devotee, but they like to serve. They want to do some seva. So suddenly they will come and they will do prasadam seva, or they will wash plates. Sometimes in the temple morning, if you see 7 o'clock when the cleaning happens, outside people come and they see this new bhaktas are doing brooming. So they will also catch one broom and do some cleaning. So just try to work for me. Even though you may not be engaging in practical devotional service, in the other sense, whatever talents you have, whatever skills you have, you try to engage in Krishna service. Now, if you are good in designing, let us say, graphic designer or videographer, okay, use your talent in Krishna service. You may not be following regulative principles. You may not be eating prasadam all the time. You may be eating outside food. No worries. You can work for Krishna in this way. You can do some designing seva, or you can do some recording seva. It could be a number of things like that. You're getting? Hmm? So in this way you work for me, because when you are working for Krishna in that way, then what happens is your efforts are going in the service of the Lord. So then what happens? You will get some blessings. Then by that way, slowly your consciousness will get purified. Then a day will come where gradually you will take up practical devotional service. Then you will advance in that. I remember when I was in Surat, NIT Surat, we used to stay in our base. So one electrician, we used to call him for any kind of electrical work. Okay. So because base is as good as temple, we have four rather as very friends. We chant, dance, we stay there. So one his electrician would come every time whenever we call, and he saw, "Arey, this is like a temple only. So nice devotees are there reading Gita, chanting." So after 6 months, no, after 6 months of his visit, he became devotee. He also put tilak. He also chanting and slowly kantimala, and he became proper devotee. I think now he's initiated also. So in this way, what happens? You have some talent. You work for Krishna. You may take some money also. That's okay. May not be free. But what happens is you are doing for Krishna, and slowly you will become, because you are associating with devotees, the temple. So slowly you will also become devotee. So like that, there are so many people like that. who becomes devotee by after some days, after engaging their works for Krishna. Just try to working for Krishna. Perfect. One who is not able to, one who is not able even to practice the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga under the guidance of a spiritual master can still be drawn to this perfectional stage by working for the Supreme Lord. How to do this work has already been explained in the 55th verse of the 11th chapter. So that comes in the 11th chapter. You can open 55th verse of the 11th chapter. We can read that. You already covered that in the last chapter. Mat karma krit mat paramo mat bhakta sangavachitaha nirvaina sarvabhuteshu yas samam eti pandava. So my dear Arjuna, can someone read loudly?
My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activity and mental speculation, he who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me.
So that is how the work has to be done. How it has to be done? Engaging in pure devotional service, free from contamination of fruitive activities, mental speculation. Who works for me? Who works for me? So that point, who works for me? That what is Prabhupada highlighting here. How to do this work has already been explained in the 55th verse of 11th chapter. So one should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. Now, sometimes they may not be doing preaching work directly, but they may be helping in the preaching. They may be helping in the preaching work. So, in that way, that is also trying to work for Krishna. So, one should be sympathetic to the propagation of Krishna consciousness. There are many devotees who are engaged in the propagation of Krishna consciousness and they require help. What kind of help we need in preaching? Tell me. What help is needed in preaching? Setting up the camera, yes. Recording lectures.
Let's say you're going for book distribution and you're going in a bus, so the bus driver is also helping.
You need a bus also.
Yeah.
You need a bus. Yeah. So someone can give bus.
Yeah.
They may not come in the bus. They can give a bus.
Right.
They can they can donate for the bus. So in that way they can help. So in the bus you need to put diesel. So someone can donate diesel also.
Yeah.
The first book distribution, the devotees gave Krishna book in America in exchange for diesel. Sorry, the fuel, no, fuel or gas, whatever. They were selling book. Of course, they got donation for the books. At the same time, this fuel also. So in that way, someone can sponsor fuel for Sankirtan bus for going out and preaching. Now, when we go out to villages, towns, sometimes people tell, Maharaj ji, हम आपका पूरा पूरा सुविधा हम करेंगे, पूरा arrangements आपको रहने का हम arrange करेंगे. So they have that service heart. They have that service mood. They may not be coming with us in the bus or in the Sankirtan, but they have this serving mood. Okay, whatever I have, let me offer to them. So we need lot of help. Prabhupada is saying we need lot of help in the preaching work. So even if one cannot directly practice regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, he can try to help such work. And there will be many people who will be ready to do this. Like all of you are sitting here from 1 hour. Okay. Some of your legs are paining, back are paining, but still you are sitting. Yes? Still you are sitting. But like you, others cannot do. Not only others, there are many people who cannot sit for 1 hour. They'll think, what is there 1 hour to sit? They'll not have that interest. Because you developed some taste for Krishna consciousness, you are sitting here. Otherwise, I'm not paying you. If you sit 1 hour, then you'll get some money. We are not paying you, but still you are sitting for your benefit, even at the cost of some pain. You go to no, we didn't put any cushions or any mattress down. Still you are sitting. So that means that by attending this class, by hearing Bhagavad Gita, you are going to get benefit. You know this. Those who don't know, they cannot sit. But they may be having good heart to help you. They may come and say, "Oh, many people are sitting here, chanting, reading, hearing. So let me help something." Okay, they don't have a laptop, I can give laptop. They don't have projector, I can give projector. They don't have chairs, I can give chairs. So in that way, they will have some heart, some good heart to help. They may not be sitting here. They may not be sitting here, but they have good heart to help. So this is what Krishna is speaking here. So that kind of people, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires, when this temple construction was going on, some rowdies, 1970s, some rowdies were coming to attack. So there was one person whose name was PL Sethi. So he was having revolver gun. So he was guarding this place with that revolver. If anyone comes here, I will shoot. All proper disciples from America, Europe, they were staying here. They were making the temple. Mm. Radha Rasberry was already there. So he is not like not like fully like a devotee, putting tilak, dhoti, chanting and taking initiation, Guru Padashraya. He's not like that. But he has so much big heart to help devotees, to help Prabhupada. For that, he's putting gun also. Mm. So this is what. So some people will be there like that. So Krishna is saying, at least try to work for me. You may not do practical devotional service, at least try to work. And those who are doing practical devotional service, like all of us, we should try to engage such good-hearted people in the service of the Lord, because they don't know where to give their money, where to give their talents. So we will act like a bridge. We have to connect them to Krishna. Otherwise, they will not know. No, otherwise they will not know. So when you go, and that is what preaching is. So when you preach, then they will know, then they will try to engage in some practical way. Then slowly they will also become devotees. So every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, and labor, and some labor and and labor. Just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same, just like in Attapur, Hyderabad, the temple where we are staying, the whole temple was the land, and the temple was made by one person. He spent almost 10 12 crores. The land and the temple he made and donated to ISKCON. But what he's doing business. Of course, he's devotee, but his whole family was engaged in that. They are not doing complete, devotional service like us, putting dhoti kurta, tilak, or chanting 16 rounds every day, taking diksha. They are not like that. But they are devotees of Krishna. They practice in their own way, and they are supportive to Krishna consciousness, and they are helping in the preaching activities. So, if Prabhupada is writing, you need land, you need capital, you need organization, you need labor. So, all these things were given by them. Nothing, we didn't give anything. So, in this way, yeah.
If let's say in a scenario you're making someone to labor for like making a temple, okay, and he's being paid for that, does that come under devotional service?
If a labor is doing some work and we are paying for him,
Yeah.
see,
Like he's primarily
Yeah.
for the money.
yes,
Does that come under devotional service when he does that because he's building.
It is not pure devotional. So he is not doing, even though he's working for making a temple, he is not thinking that, oh, this is Krishna's temple, I have to, do nicely. He may not be having that consciousness. He is having, okay, just I'm told to do, put this brick here, put this wall here, put this door here. So he's just doing that. But unknowingly, he's getting Sukriti. Unknowingly, he's getting. I'll tell one classic example. Once one devotee, one disciple of Prabhupada, his name is Shankar Das, Shankar Prabhu. So he was a gardener here in Juhu temple only, 1970s. So he used to grow flowers here and offer to Radharaj here. So once he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, we are offering all these flowers to Krishna. So what will happen to these flowers? So the Prabhupada is saying each flower which is offered to Krishna, the plant from which that flower has come, they'll go back to God. Neither the flower knows nor the gardener knows. But Krishna is so merciful that he will accept. He will accept it. Now, Kartik Mas is coming. All of you know, how many of you are going to Vrindavan? Very good, very nice. Others who are not going, think about it once again. Try to get some leaves and try to go. It's very wonderful to go to Vrindavan and Kartik. Now, in Kartik Mas, related to Kartik Mas, there is one story. Once inside the altar, Radha Krishna, the deep, the lamp was glowing. Pujari was not there, its altar is closed. So generally the lamp is put in the ghee. Okay. So from somewhere the rat has come. Okay. And generally rats eat food. So the rat could smell the ghee. Nice desi ghee smell was there in the lamp. So what the rat did, it went to eat that ghee, in which the lamp is also that diya is also glowing, wick. So it tried to bite the wick to eat the ghee, but somehow it got stuck in that wick, cotton. So then it tried to remove it, but it was not coming out of because it has sharp, so it went inside. So it tried to do like this, but nothing was, it was not coming out. So that the fire, it touched its body only. And the whole body was burning. But what the rat was doing like this, like this, like this. So what Krishna thought, oh, rat is offering me arti. Rat is offering me arti. So it got burnt and it went back to God. It died in front of Krishna. So that is how Krishna says. Rat did not think, oh, this is Kartik Mas, Namam Ishwaram, Sachitananda. It is not offering lamp and singing Damodar Ashtakam. Not like that. Unknowingly everything happened. But it got benefit, it got spiritual credits. So labor may be just doing like that. He may not be knowing he may not having that level of consciousness. His consciousness, okay, I will do work, I will get some money. I just have to do my work. But because he's putting that brick for a temple, he'll get Jnana Sukriti. He'll get it. Okay. So just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor and some organization to expand. So the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same work, however, can be performed for the satisfaction of Krishna, and that is spiritual activity. Outside, so many big companies, big business, they are doing so much hard work, but that is all for sense gratification. All for sense gratification. The same thing is required for Krishna. Same thing is needed for Krishna. Then that will purify. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness. So you can go to people who has money and tell, you should use your money in Krishna's service. Money means Lakshmi, right? Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is Lord Narayan's wife. So Lakshmi should be engaged in Lord Narayan's seva. If you engage in your seva, then you're doing pap. Then Lakshmi will not be with you. Lakshmi is chanchal. She will move, she will shift to some other place. Hmm? But if you engage in the service of Narayana, Lakshmi will be always. So if one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publications. He can sponsor books, Bhagavad Gita, 1000 copies, sponsor. A marathon is coming. You should all try to approach people and get some sponsorships so that we can distribute to school children, villages. We can give them freely. Those who cannot afford, hmm, there will be people who would like to help. There are various fields of activity, and one should be interested in such activities. If one cannot sacrifice the results of the activities, the same person can still sacrifice some percentage to propagate Krishna consciousness. So, if someone cannot give 100% of his result, he can give at least 50%, or at least 25%, or at least 10%, or 5%, or 1%. 1%. Try to give 1%. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness will help one to rise to a higher state of love for God, whereupon one becomes perfect. So gradually what happens is they will get some security, spiritual security, then slowly their mind will be attached to Krishna, then they will practice practical sadhana bhakti, then they will develop love for Krishna. Then in that way one becomes perfect. Okay? Any doubts? Yes.
I wanted to ask a simple question. You mentioned the stories of flowers being attributed to the goal of even the story of rat. So now arises a doubt that apart from human life, there are lives among the 84 lakh species, which, though unknowingly, can be elevated to the
There are three types of jivas. Nitya Siddha, those who are always with Krishna. Okay? Nitya Siddha. Then there are Nitya Baddha, always in the material world condition. Then there are two more categories. In this condition, Sadhana Siddha. By doing sadhana, practice, you can go back to Godhead. And another category is Kripa Siddha. By mercy, you can go back to God. So like that, there are many. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also liberated one dog. It comes in the story Chaitanya Charitamrita. Once, Ramanujacharya, South India. So he took prasadam. He went to wash his hand in the lake. Wash his hand. Few prasadam particles, remnants, went inside the water. One fish ate that. As soon as he ate, Chaturbuja Vishnu Duta went back to Godhead. You know this once Garuda was carrying one snake, dead snake, and it just touched the Ganga or Yamuna, I think so, whatever. Huh? As soon as at that time only it left the body. Okay, it was carrying a snake, but snake was half dead and half alive, and touched the river Ganga or Yamuna, and at that time it left the body because it died in that holy river and back to God. So we don't know how things happen. It's not in our hands. Kripa Siddha. So in general, we have to do sadhana. Okay. Next sloka. Yeah.
When Krishna is unbiased, equal to everyone. So
Hmm.
we must like this kind of partnership without even
So Krishna is, that is why this kripa is ahaituki kripa. It is called. There is no reason why he is showing kripa here, not there. It's not like that. So suddenly it comes. He does that. Sometimes we also do some things just out of spontaneously. Try to do something spontaneously, right? Suddenly you may be walking or somewhere you are walking and you see some small kid. Then what you do? You try to pat him or something like that. So then what happens is you may not have done okay. That kid will come. I will go there. No, at this time, no, I will pat him. You are showing your love, but it came out spontaneously. It's not that you planned something. So some things like that. So Krishna is also person, so something will come spontaneously, and whoever is there, will get. Like Modi is always whenever he goes for road show, using like this, like this, like this. His hand shake hand also. He cannot give everyone shake hand, but some people suddenly he will give shake hand. He did not think, "Arey, this fellow will come. At this point, he will stand. I will give shake hand." He did not plan. No, it just happened spontaneously. But others who did not get shake hand, he will feel, "Arey, why Modi did not shake hand? Why only he? What is the reason?" It just happened. Just naturally it happens. Suppose outside temple, some beggars will stand, sit. One who is taking darshan coming out, he will give money. If you give one beggar money, everyone will come. But sometimes, you are going out, you will give money. You just give some one person some money. What others beggars will think? Why not me? Why only that beggar? But you did not plan. I will give to that beggar only. You just give it. So spontaneous. So Krishna is also is person who spontaneous love like there's nothing like planning and nothing like that. That's why Kripa Satu. Okay. What time I have to go till Prasadam? No, they have to take lunch 1 o'clock. So we can read this. Okay. Now this is the uh, final option that he gives. No, actually, one more is there. This is the fourth. Final one is also there. Fifth one. Total 5 options. अथैतद् अपि अशक्तोऽसि
तथैवाप्यसक्तोऽसि
कर्तुम् मद्योगमाश्रितः
कर्तुम् मद्योगमाश्रितः
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागम्
सर्वकर्मफलत्यागम्
ततः कुरु यथात्मवान्.
तथा कुरु यथात्मवान्.
If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then just try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. So, Krishna is saying, okay, you cannot work for me, you cannot give your money in my preaching activities, no problem. Just give up your results of your hard work and try to be self-situated. Why Krishna is saying to give up your results? Because if you keep results with you, you will become attached and you will enjoy. You will not go to Krishna, you will enjoy. Enjoy means, enjoying oneself means pap, sin. Maybe you will go to hell because you are doing pap. So just give up your results. Just give to someone. But how to give, whom to give, that is also in the 18th chapter is the charity in mode of goodness, charity in mode of passion, charity in mode of ignorance. But at least here he is saying, give up your results. Give up your results. results. It may not be for spiritual activity, it could be for some material activity also. Like, there are many social workers. They will tell what they do. They remove plastic from Juhu beach. They will go one Sunday, they will plan. They will take children also. That today we have to clean Juhu beach. All 1 week, all nonsense people have done nonsense, and Sunday, all good people should go and clean. Social service, or plant trees, or put roads. Oh, in the village there is no water tank, make one water tank. There is no hospital, make hospital. There is no lake, make one lake. There is no proper food, so do another. No proper clothes, give clothes. These are all social activities. So Krishna is saying, if you cannot work, if you don't have that sense of giving to Krishna, he's saying that give up your money, give up your results to for some good cause. In that way, you won't be attached to money. At least you will do some pious work, some punya karma. So slowly you will understand. It may be that one is unable even to sympathize with the activities of Krishna consciousness because of social, familial, or religious considerations, or because of some other impediments. If one attaches himself directly to the activities of Krishna consciousness, there may be objections from family members or so many other difficulties. For one who has such a problem, it is advised that he sacrifice the accumulated result of his activities to some good cause. Such procedures are described in the Vedic rules. There are many descriptions of sacrifice and special functions for the full moon day, that means Purnima. Many people try to do some charitable work on Purnima day. There is special work in which the result of one's previous action may be applied. Thus, one may gradually become elevated to the state of knowledge. It's also found that when one who is not even interested in the activities of Krishna consciousness gives charity to some hospital or some other social institution, he gives up the hard and results of his activities. That's also recommended here because by the practice of giving up the fruits of one's activities, one is sure to purify his mind gradually. So, in this way, if he is giving up his results, his mind is purified slowly, gradually, not very fast. And in that purified stage of mind, one becomes able to understand Krishna consciousness. Of course, Krishna consciousness is not dependent on any other experience because Krishna consciousness itself can purify one's mind. But if there are impediments to accepting Krishna consciousness, one may try to give up the results of his actions. In that respect, social service, community service, national service, sacrifice for one's country, etc., may be accepted so that someday one may come to the stage of pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 18.46, we find it stated, Yatha pravrittir bhutanam. Even if he does not know that the Supreme Cause is Krishna, he will come gradually to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Cause by the sacrificial method. So here nothing devotional thing is mentioned here, spiritual. It's only you have some result, you try to give up the result. Try to help some. Material way, it could be in a material way also. So at least you will be doing some punya karma. Okay. So slowly, because of that punya gets accumulated, one day his heart will change. He will turn towards Krishna. Okay. So I'll stop here. Any questions? We'll just read the fifth one translation. श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानमिशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस् त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of actions. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. So, if you cannot give up your results, try to do meditation because you have so much money, you will be always disturbed. How to engage this money, how to use this money. You will put in stock markets and ups and downs going here and there. So, you will be always disturbed. Where you will go after, if you have disturbance, you will go to meditation class. Krishna is saying, don't worry, just do meditation. You will not be disturbed. Even if you are not able to do meditation, develop some knowledge. Develop some knowledge. Because knowledge will give you strength to decide what is good, what is bad. Otherwise, that money which you have, you will put in
Bad things.
bad activities. You will give money to terrorists. You will give money. You will give money to rowdies. You will put money in a wrong way. If you have knowledge, you will understand. Na, at least, terrorists are bad. Citizens are good. I should help citizens at least in that way. So, without knowledge, you are into ignorance. So, at least try to develop good knowledge so that you will not create disturbance. You will not create disturbance in the society. Okay. So, but what is applicable for all of us? Which one is applicable? Sadhana, practical devotional service. And third one also. Try to engage others in Krishna service. This is what we have to do. Do practice and engage others also into Krishna Seva.
Both also makes sense because we should
Fourth one
not,
also makes sense. What is the fourth one?
not to be attached to this world and
Ah.
give it in some good work.
But that is what it is impious thing. Sorry, that is a pious thing.
Yeah.
But we are devotees. So we want them not pious, but we want them into
So,
Krishna Seva.
so instead of doing things for pious activities, you give that in Krishna Seva.
That is the third one.
Sorry.
That is the third one. Okay. Any other questions? So Kartik Maas is coming, so all of you take this opportunity. Visit Vrindavan, you'll get association of Deen Bandhu Prabhu. When are you going from here? Third, no? Third time, train. 11 a.m. train. Which train? Paschim Express. Okay, you're going Paschim Express 11 a.m. on 3rd November. So try to come join this yatra. It will be amazing experience. So do not miss this. Okay, once in a year, Kartik Mass glories are unlimited. You just the two in Vrindavan is it's so much mercy. Going to going to Vrindavan, Kartik Mass, participating in devotional activities, chanting, hearing Krishna Katha with devotees, you are going to get unlimited mercy. Unlimited mercy. So don't lose this opportunity. All of you, try to join this yatra. Okay. Hare Krishna.